the Brotherhood podcast host, the returning guard of the one of the better backcourts in the country, one of the more underrated ones. Cooper Flag's running mate, Caleb Foster, announces that he is running it back at Duke. Now look, there was a lot of things said about Caleb Foster on this channel early on in the season. Caleb Foster played really well down the stretch for Duke. I thought he had some big minutes down the stretch, end of the season and in the NCAA tournament. Now I thought that was all him trying to up the Miami bag for when he followed Jay Lucas, but that does not seem the case. He is running it back with the Brotherhood, and now Duke gets back a guard that has won a lot of basketball games. And I'll dive more into it once I throw it to you. But what does Caleb Foster announcing he's back mean to you?
Uh, Listen, I was the one that said a lot of the things that you mentioned in regards to Caleb Foster. Um, what I think is different this year than last year. I think Duke fans, as well as Caleb Foster, and the reason he's returning to Duke instead of going to Miami, I think they've accepted this as a role player. And I feel like going into last year, they were trying to prop him up. Like he's this, he's that. And I kind of came in and was like, yeah, he could shoot a little bit and he could defend a little bit. And they did not like that. We moved on though. We moved on. I think what happened with him down the stretch was after he got benched, because we're not going to like the amount of minutes played in January and February was starkly similar to the amount of minutes you and I played. When he returned, he realized like I need to be the first one on the floor for every basketball. I need to get into a stance on the defensive end, and I can't just shoot a little bit. I can't just defend a little bit. Like I have to make my presence known because I'm playing for a team that has a lot of talent. And I think within that, he became. I'm gonna be honest, like I did a full 360 on him. This is one of the better 3-and-D guys in the country. It's just if you try to make his role a little too much, I'm back out. But if it's just like, hey, Caleb, you're gonna be next to Tyrese, you're not gonna be next to Cam, you're gonna be next to in Gongba, Isaiah Evans, like all these dudes where you just get in a stance on defense and you catch and shoot. He's gonna be one of the more productive role players in the country. I also always say this, you make a lot of money playing a role. You make a lot of money at the next level playing a role. Like you don't need to fear it. You don't need to rush and go be the star of Miami. You can return to Duke. You can fit in. You can be the missing puzzle piece. You'll get, and you could get drafted based upon that. And if you go in and do the same exact thing, OG Anunoby just got $200 million to play defense and shoot some threes, man. There's a lot of money to be made to play that role.
Yeah, I think one of the flips for me, it was kind of what you pointed out, is that Caleb Foster accepted like I might be like a 15 minute a game guy, but I'm every 15 minutes I'm on the floor with little things. I'm gonna do all the little things. I'm 6'5". I can be a disruptive defender. I need to knock down threes at a high clip, and I think he needs to do that because I mean, you look back to his freshman year, he played 25 minutes a game, shot 40% from three, averaged almost 8 points a game. So like he took a dip in minutes, obviously took a step back. Duke was better for it. Other guys stepped up. But I think Caleb Foster accepting his role and honestly just like him accepting his role and being able to play that while also like let's say they get Tyrese Proctor back and they have guys like Caden Boozer coming in. They have other guards that are maybe more talented than him. But if he can accept his role for what he is for this team, I think it's a great get back for the Blue Devils. And to your point, I think you hit the nail on the head. This shows what he's about. Like he could have gone somewhere else, and he probably could have played 35 minutes. But I think this is what Duke fans tell us all the time. The Brotherhood's strong, man. The LinkedIn connection slap. Like this is what they want. You might notice there's a lot of lights on behind me. There's a big ring light I'm using to record this. You want to know why those lights stay on? Because of Underdog, because of these ad reads, people.
Yeah, we heard your feedback. You're annoyed that we keep putting underdog ads in the middle of our videos. Well, guess what? We got to keep the lights on and we need some people to sign up for Underdog Fantasy. If you like these videos, if you want us to keep making videos, sign up with Underdog Fantasy, use promo code SLEEPERS, and they actually have an awesome offer for you. You can receive up to $1,000 in bonus credits. 50% of your first deposit will be distributed in bonus credits, and you get a free pick. And Cart, I got a pick with Underdog Fantasy for this weekend that I'm already eyeing. We got the Pistons and the Knicks, first playoff series in a while for our favorite team. Cade Cunningham over 27.5 points. I'm taking higher than that for my pick with Underdog. Promo code Sleepers. Sign up with Underdog Fantasy. It helps the show. It helps us keep making these videos for you. Back to the show.
And I think Caleb Foster is willing to accept that. And there's going to be moments throughout his career where there's going to be a Caleb Foster game, like where he wins them a game and like plays a hella minutes, and you're just like, yep, the Caleb Foster game happened.
Yeah, and I think you're about to see a trend switch in basketball, both professionally and at the collegiate level. I think players are going to realize you don't have to be the star to make that much money. And if you're a Caleb Foster and you play a role, NBA teams are going to be looking at you and be like, hey, he can play right now. Because I look at Jameer Watkins, who I think is a star collegiate basketball player. Give me 3-and-D Caleb Foster if I'm drafting, because I have to teach Jameer Watkins how to play within that role. I don't got time for that. Like, this is professional basketball. Like, we ain't got time to teach him how to be 3-and-D. I got the guy that's ready to do it right now.
And the thing Caleb Foster has on his side is like he's 6'5".
Right.
He's 6'5", 200 pounds. Like he's a guy that like if you just 3-and-D it, like he's gonna probably find himself like he's not gonna be drafted or anything like that, but like he will find his way onto like an NBA roster. I think if he like accepts his role, and that's crazy to say.
Yeah.
I still actually I like to take it back. This is very projecting right now, but like I could see the world where that happens. But just even speaking to what it does for Duke, I think it brings a veteran guard who accepts his role, who will be willing to do whatever is good enough for the team, and that's what Duke needs, right?
If he shoots 38 to 40% from three, he's the first one on the floor for loose balls, right? Like I think about the way that Florida Houston game ended. If he's the first one on the floor for that ball, if he plays really good defense, he's the missing piece Duke was missing against Houston in their own right, for one. Um, Two, he's an extremely productive player at the collegiate level. And three, he just bought himself a 5, 6 year NBA career, if not more, depending on what he's able to do with it.
Yeah, but hey, it's a good get back for the Brotherhood. Shout out to John Shire. Shout out to the Brotherhood. I don't even know if we're still allowed in the Brotherhood or not. We gotta ask. We gotta ask our Duke faithful if we can still apply for citizenship. Are we still in it?
I'm always good. I'm
Oh,
always good.
oh, my bad. I didn't know you were stamped. I am not stamped. I will put it up for renewal next year once I see what the team looks like. That is, of course. But shout out to Caleb Foster. Shout out to the Brotherhood. We'd love to come on the podcast if you want to invite us. By the way, so hit us up. We're interested to see what this maybe causes for other Duke players. Well, we'll be on the lookout to see maybe if this has somewhat of a ripple effect. But tune in to Sleepers Media YouTube channel for all updates.